you're born in the trees and then you live out the park. But if you've got a little time, then come and spend it with us. 'Cause now you're listening to The Rough Cut.
Hello, and welcome down to another episode of the Rough Cut Golf Podcast, where you join us in South Carolina. And what better way to celebrate being in the Americas by hosting a podcast full of Englishmen. I am joined by Jacob, by Kieran, and to my left-hand side, the one and only Richard Shiels. How the devil are we, Rick?
I'm really good. Is this episode 97?
I think... No, that's your designation.
That's your 00 number.
Yeah.
No, 97 is quite prevalent because it's the year I started playing golf. And
Wow.
it's the year that Tiger won the Masters.
It's also the year I was born.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus. He was born in 97.
How does that make you feel?
I wasn't even.
I was born,
He wasn't
I
even
was-
born yet.
I was born nearer to the number on your hat. 1969.
Yeah, he wasn't even around yet.
I'm not even. Yeah.
In 97, we started high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at you now.
Yeah, and look at us now. What a shining example of the British education system we are.
Is that
No qualifications of the podcast.
Is that Myerscough?
No, high school.
No.
Oh, high school.
High school, yeah.
Not college.
Oh, right.
Hell,
right.
I'm not that old. Jesus Christ. Jeez. What is going on here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Honestly,
You know what? Forget the episode number. Scrap it.
Come out when it comes out.
I'm happy with your quick knowledge, though. If we just like throw random numbers at you throughout this episode, can you just give us some facts about it?
See what happens.
Okay, we'll give it a go. Though it has to be after we were born. So we've got loads of questions from viewers sent in, but most importantly, I think this is the first time you've been on this podcast. So the most important thing I want to ask you is just, how are you, Rick? Are you okay? How you getting on in life?
I'm really good, thanks, Pete. Life's treating me well. It's been a good solid year. I feel like there's been a lot of changes in my life, and it feels like it's been a real exciting time, as always.
What changes in your life have been happening, Rick?
Some personal, some YouTube business. So it's a very exciting time in the world of life.
I see.
In my life.
Okay.
In everyone's life.
In everyone's
Life's good though, innit? 2024. Who'd have thought here when we started school in 97 that we sat here on a sofa in South Carolina chatting about anything that's to do with golf and YouTube and life?
Not
Yeah.
me.
Well, you might not have listened to this podcast enough to realise we don't really talk about golf that much.
We don't really know where it's going to go.
No, but
This
to
could go
answer,
anywhere.
answer your question, we've had a great week here in South Carolina at Salina Golf Club with the Bryan Bros, with Grant, with Fat Perez, with yourself. It's been a real good group of individuals.
Yeah.
All the teams have worked really, really, really hard in heat, in tough conditions, and I think we've filmed some. Probably about maybe 8 or 9 absolute banger videos between us.
Yeah.
I was just thinking this. So we've got the obviously the 100k skins match, which is going to be incredible. That's with the Bryan Bros. I've got 1v1v1 with you and Grant. We've got a break 50 with the Bryan Bros. Going to do a single standalone video today. So that's already 4. Grant's got the knockout and a
Match against me.
match against you. So that's 5. And
I
then-
filmed 3 this week. Pairs Major. What else did I film this week?
Oh, you two versus the Ryan Bros.
Oh yeah, you, me versus the Bryan Bros.
Yeah.
And then the video we did last night where we couldn't leave the golf course until we birdied every single hole.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there's been some absolute bangers. I'm just excited. I think it's a real nice group of individuals.
Yeah.
I think the caliber of golf this week was electric.
Yeah.
How we didn't get a hole in one, I'm miffed and baffled
Yeah.
because there was so many chances.
I mean, spoilers. So we're not going to obviously give anything away, but the amount of pins that were hit, the amount of holes that were grazed on approach shots and par threes was unbelievable. Like the actual, like I said, the quality of everything. It took me by surprise a little bit because we've played practically 36 holes every day.
You must be knackered. Very.
My back is this morning. It's letting me know that it's not used to playing this much golf.
Just to,
Yeah.
And even though I'm considerably older than Pete by a month, I've jumped out of bed today sprightly.
Feeling good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really
feeling
nicely.
good.
So I
Had
feel
a few-
all right at the moment.
We had a few IPAs last night, though.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we did.
We watched
There you go.
we watched the baseball last night.
We did.
you?
Yeah. The second game 2 of the World Series or something. And,
We ordered the Mexico and watched 20-year-old repeats of Top Gear.
Oh, nice. That sounds like a good night.
It was that old. They were celebrating Lewis Hamilton's first ever F1 victory.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god! Like 2007,
Like 2006? Yeah, four.
Yeah,
They had Michael Parkinson as the main driver.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And they were celebrating the technically advances. I still can't get my words right. I'm going to plug a Mercedes-Benz S-Class.
Oh, nice.
And it looks now, you're like, wow, that was actually quite cutting edge back then. You could actually watch TV genuinely on the dashboard.
Oh, wow.
Like 20 years ago. You can't even do that now.
Oh, wow.
It's
We've
been
gone
banned.
backwards.
There must have been some regulations put in there.
Remember the good old days where you could do what you wanted, right? For all this health and safety kicks in.
Yeah, exactly.
So, no,
Seatbelts and all that.
World gone mad.
So yeah, obviously we've packed up today. We've got about 40 minutes left in the apartments, and then we're heading east. West. We're heading west. Only for a few days, then we're going to catch a flight back home.
Oh, that's what
Is
you're
that
doing
just
over
like a general west direction, or
Yeah.
is there actually like a
Well, there's a long
strike out west?
way to the west, isn't there?
There's a long way, yeah.
Well, we kept a few days open for some options that have unfortunately fallen through. We were going to end up going south, then we were going to end up getting a flight somewhere, but now we're actually going to head west, and we've got, hopefully, fingers crossed, a nice little plan of content for the next couple of days.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been a really, really good week. I've really enjoyed it, spending time. I feel like we spent a lot of time together the last few months, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, you shout into Seven Golf Invitational and all that kind of, and I mean, because what 1v1 matches have we got coming now? So we've had 2 come out already.
Yeah, so we had our one on your channel where we played at Fairmont. The one on my channel came out this week as well at Dumbarton. They've been really well received.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a match where it's you and me versus the whole of YouTube.
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole of UK YouTube.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's coming up soon as well. And then I think that's probably it.
And
my
there's from
side.
these ones.
And then the videos from this week.
God, that is crazy. I have to say, I do want to ask you this actually. Have you been like practicing?
Yeah.
Have you been? Have you been?
How does that feel like a bit of an insult?
Have you been breaking YouTube protocol and actually working on your game?
Why does this feel like an insult? I don't know. I'm glad you asked me actually, because I feel at the moment it's really weird actually, because I feel like I get quite a lot of criticism about our golf game, and sometimes it's a bit unfair really. I think because I play a lot of golf on YouTube. And a lot of times when I'm playing stroke play, 18 holes, I have bad rounds of golf, and those bad rounds of golf seem to get remembered, and the good ones seem to get forgotten about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like my game hasn't improved vastly. I think my attitude has improved a lot recently. I just don't really give a damn,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is nice. I
Yeah.
don't really care anymore about how I play in like a nice way, in like a refreshing way. And then there's been a few experiences this year where I've really surprised myself. I think one point was open qualifying. I played really, really well.
Yeah.
And it sounds daft, I shot 80, whatever it was, 1 or 2. I struck it unbelievable. I just had 2 triple bogeys that absolutely killed me off and a couple of bad holes. But under that much pressure, I've never, ever in my life stood on a first tee at where did I do it at? Caldy. Terrified, like petrified. And I had a 4-iron in my hand, and I'm thinking, this could be a real disaster. I've not played proper competitive golf for a long time.
Yeah.
I think the last time I played competitive golf was probably open qualifying, maybe 5 years earlier. But I've genuinely not played competitive golf, so I'm stood there and thinking, oh, this is going to be a disaster. Why have I done this? And I stood up there and I absolutely striked that iron straight down the middle of the fairway, and I was like, I can do it. Oh my God, it's in there. And I just had a couple of bad holes, thinned the bunker shot on like the 5th or something, made a triple bogey, and then triple bogeyed the last hole, which killed me in my heart. Like really hurt me. I sat in the car for about 20 minutes after, like just staring, and I punched the steering wheel about 10 times because it wasn't about qualifying. It just wanted to play a good round of golf under pressure. So I think from that point, that's given me the confidence to go, I don't think that for me is going to be the worst round of golf I ever shoot. Like, it sounds like I feel like that's going to be the worst round of golf I ever shoot in my life, because if I can play under that much pressure and genuinely hit the ball brilliantly, well, I can do it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it feels like. And then going back to your original question, I've probably been having coaching for about a year off James Robinson, my pal, who obviously used to play on tour. And it was just before Grant came over to the UK last year. We went out for 9 holes of golf, and obviously my technique, I used to be really, really open my club face. I used to flip the hands through the ball. And he was just dead blunt with me one time and said, "Why you do that?"
Who said this, Grant?
James Robinson.
James Robinson said this,
And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Why do you open the face so much in the backswing?" I said, "Well, I just don't feel like I can fix it." He went, "Well, why?" I was like, "I just don't feel like I can." He said, "What do you mean, why? Well, why can't you fix it?" I was like, "Maybe I just don't care enough, or I don't want to try enough." He went, "Why?" I'm like, "Well, damn, stop asking me why." and basically it boiled down. I was like, "Yeah, why don't I?
Yeah.
Why don't I actually try and fix it? Why don't I try and do something a bit more in my game? Why don't I take it a little bit more serious and practice and try and hit balls and make changes?" And basically from that point, and when Grant came over last year and actually ended up beating him on my channel, that gave me a lot of confidence because I've made some swing changes and ended up beating him on my channel because everyone thought I was going to get battered by Grant. Every time you and me have a match, everyone thinks I'm going to get battered, which is nice when I don't get battered. And I think my putting's the best it's ever been in my life. My iron play is outrageous at the moment. It's the best it's genuinely ever been. Short game has improved vastly. My driving's so-so. Yeah, I just feel quite... Is it... what's the right word?
Do you think there's a bit of confidence? Do you think a bit of confidence though with like...
In a weird way, Kieran, it's not confidence. It's almost like I just don't really care.
Right. So
Despite being the best putter in the world. But
Yeah, I am the best putter in the world. I know that. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that feedback.
That's okay.
But like, I just feel like it's not about confidence. It's just that I don't care anymore.
Right.
I've been through I've read so many negative comments about my golf game that has really got me down, to be honest with you. I'm like, well, how can it get worse now?
Yeah.
It can kind of, I just want to prove everyone wrong. The only thing that's annoying me now, it feels like it doesn't matter how much good golf I play, I don't know what I have got to do to stop the negative comments.
yeah, it's a turn.
Like, I feel like I don't know what I have to genuinely do, because every time I play someone or I do, "Rick, you're going to play crap." I was like, "I played all right last week. Why am I going to play crap this week?" So I don't quite get that side of things.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I mean, if you get into that spiral of reading negative comments and letting it affect you, and then going out and like trying to prove everyone wrong, I think the most important thing, Rick, is that you do it for yourself, not for other people.
Well, I do. I don't want to play bad golf, obviously. Like, I get to play these amazing golf courses. I don't want to play bad golf. That's a given. But it's like, I never thought I was a bad golfer.
Yeah.
I was actually quite content with my game anyway. And then it's only really when you start seeing negative, you're like, "Oh, maybe I am crap." But I think it's very, very difficult for the audience to really understand what level of golf we play at, because it's on YouTube. I think, and some of the golf courses, like I've certainly played in the last 2 years, they're really, really hard golf courses. And often tipping them out, playing off the back tees.
First time you've played it, you don't.
First time I've ever played it, and sometimes I'll shoot a 78 and gone, "I've played bloody
Really good
brilliant
there.
today."
Yeah.
And the fact that, "Oh, you're a 6 handicapper," it's like, well, I don't know if I could do much better than that.
Yeah.
So if that makes me a 6 handicapper, I'm a 6 handicapper, because that's as good as I can play today.
It depends as well. Like, we're playing with so many more. Like this week, we've played a lot of golfers with the Bryan brothers, who are YouTubers. Absolutely, they do a fantastic job, but they've come into this space. They're not like PJ coaches. They're not driving range coaches. They were like literally tour players. So you play with them, and if that's the standard of like YouTube golf, then if you're comparing yourself to that, or you're being compared to that, then yeah, you're gonna look like a 6 handicap golfer. Like we'll play with Wes this week. He's literally won on the PJ Tour.
I know, it's wild, isn't it? And it's. I think the fact is as well, I don't know, again, this has confused people. Like, I've never vouched to be a great player. It's not as if I go, my channel's all about me playing great golf. Like, we've branded the series Break 75 because I'm quite happy if I break 75. Like, that's really a 2 or 3 handicap.
Yeah.
But you put him, I'm setting those targets on really bloody hard golf courses where it's not course standard scratch anymore. What's it called? Like course index?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Slope rating.
The slope rating is way higher than 75 for par anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really weird one. I would love, and we'd never be able to do it, but if we threw in a 10 handicapper this week who talk the talk and whatever,
Yeah.
and a 15 handicapper who reckons he could beat me, and maybe even a 5 handicapper who reckons he can beat me, if we brought them to this week,
Yep.
I mean, how embarrassing would they be? I think they wouldn't be able to complete anywhere near the golf that we played this week.
Especially if we brought them from home in the UK and put them on those greens as well. Wow, that'd be carnage.
Exactly. So,
There's carnage for us at times.
so I know weaknesses in my game. Like I said, my short game's still not perfect, but it's way better. And
It is. I have to say, and this isn't me being like negative about your game in the past, but like your short game. Well, put it this way: if you've not watched the videos that me and Rick filmed recently, the 1v1s, like go check them out. Great. When you were missing greens, in my head during those matches, I was like, okay, I've got a chance to win this hole. I've got a chance to like get up or get level or whatever. But you consistently really annoyed me. And hit good shots.
and that's it. And
So I'd like an apology.
Stop being so good.
I think the thing is, like, I know my chipping's never going to be as good as my putting off the green. So, that putt that I hit on 14 at Dumbarton when I was right at the front of the green, I fatted my iron shot, the par 3.
Yeah.
I'm in that position going, it doesn't matter if I'm the best chipper in the world, if I was, which obviously I'm not, but I still don't understand chipping from here. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Putting from here every day. And I was the 18th hole where you chipped it from the front of the green. It doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense to me. I'm like, why would you chip it? Even when we were playing with the lads yesterday and they had some shots and they were chipping them off the green going, Wes was like a yard off the green. I'm like, why would you chip this? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
How do you control flight? How do you control spin? How do you control the way it's going to react once it lands? It doesn't make sense to me.
That's what we had off the first. Like literally, Wes and George had wedges, and you just had your putter out. And you were like looking like wedges.
It was like, look, just me, guys.
Yeah.
just me. It's just me.
All right, just
I
me.
mean,
Okay.
I'd love to have that confidence, but I've got that confidence in my putter, so I know it's going to kind of be better. I feel like I'm going to hold more putts off the green than I'm ever going to chip in.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you are like you're the best putter in the world.
I think so. I'm definitely the best off-green putter in the world.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Like on the green, it can be debatable, but off the green, you're top 5, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'm definitely better than Scotty off the green.
He doesn't miss greens, though.
He doesn't
does he?
put off the green.
Yeah, we've never seen him try. So we can't compare someone who's never done it.
What's even better is they're not counting as putts, so you're literally holding stuff without hitting putts. So
Exactly.
it's just like
Exactly. So I think for me, for my own golf game, I'm never going to try and play professionally. I'm probably going to enter the Open qualifying for the next 5 or 6 years. I really want to kind of prove something in that space, and then just kind of keep playing good quality golf. I know I'm a better match player than I am a stroke player, but even stroke player, I can get it round, and I'm not scared if I'm playing well. I feel like I'm right. Keep pushing. Like I feel like I can get under par quite often.
You're the most confidence-based player I've ever met.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Like this week, there's been a few times where like you're going up to the green saying, "Oh, I love the look of this putt," and if I would do that, I'd be trying to like trick myself. I can actually hear you genuinely believe in it.
I genuinely believe it. I look at a putt and I'm like, well, this is in.
And we were playing against each other. And I was thinking, like, should I say something to try and dent this? Like, how can I stop this? How can I throw like a stick in the spokes here? But I don't think it would have worked.
I don't think you'd have got in there. I don't think you'd have been able to.
You had a little protective bubble that you formed around yourself.
But that's what you were saying, like off the tee that you were struggling. As soon as you get it in play, that's when you're getting the.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works both ways. The
Yeah, that's
putting,
what I mean, yeah,
perfect, but the driver, the
How
thoughts.
can you, how can you be
the
so?
horrible thoughts that go in my head with driver this week has been
so weird though.
Yeah, that's
scary. I said to you one day, like there was a pond 5 yards in front of us. I was stood on tee going, just don't top it into that pond. And I didn't. I hit a nice drive down the hole, but like my thoughts with driver at the moment, and like I say, I am very confidence based. I understand that, and I can hit 3 or 4 good drives and go, okay, it's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just hard to trick your mind when you don't genuinely believe it.
Yeah. No, I'm there with you. Yeah.
But
I need to
I must
learn
admit,
from that.
your game, I've never seen you drive the golf ball better ever. I don't know if I've seen anybody drive the golf ball better.
I'm the best driver of the golf ball in the world.
I actually think you are. It's scary at the moment.
Everyone knows that.
Every time you stand up to it, I'm like, well, this is 320 yards down the middle of the fairway.
Yeah.
I wish I could hook everything else up though. That's my main issue. Like I'm putting myself in an amazing position, just not
I
converting.
think your irons has been the worst I've seen them in a long time.
I'm just not
and
connecting.
Your putting's really streaky.
Super streaky.
You can hold the world and then you lose it and it's off.
The last
your chipping's always phenomenal. It's ridiculous how good your chipping is.
the last few months have messed me up because we've done so much traveling, so many different countries, so many different courses, so many different green speeds. I just can't get speed. Can't get pace of putts. We're having one more round today where it's just like a standalone 18 holes.
Your final go.
And I really just want a good putting performance.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to be focusing on. You can keep playing well though if we are going to do more of this series that you were chatting about. You started planting seeds in Scotland.
I wanted to get an understanding of if there was an appetite for it, this kind of you and me versus. And obviously, we played our first one this week. We went up against tough competition.
You could have probably not picked any harder
The toughest.
YouTube people.
The toughest.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, bar throwing in Bryson in there somehow. I think it'd be interesting. I think if we did a few little series, you and me versus, and see how it goes. I think we gel well as a team. I think doubles match play, I think it kind of works really.
Yeah. And that's a great idea.
Pete puts you 340 down the middle of the fairway and you putt it from 120 yards.
Well, that's it.
Stay the buggy.
I think, like I said, I think if we're playing together and you put it in play with driver, then it frees me up to hit driver well. And then if I'm in play with drive, obviously it's game over. You can disagree.
You don't have to play. Rick will do on his own.
So you just give me the safety net that I can hit driver somewhere near down there, and I'm fine.
Game over.
Yeah.
Game over.
I mean, who else can we take on there? So
I want to aim big. I think
Wow.
we've got to take on the Americans. I think I'd really like to take on like Garrett and Grant. I think that'd be a good.
That'd be a good one, yeah.
What about like tour pros or anything like that?
one step at a time.
Let's not get silly. Let's not get-
I think. Why are you trying to escalate this so quickly?
I don't know. Like,
Let's
He
beat
said
all
aim
the
big.
let's beat all the YouTubers first,
Yeah.
and then
Right, okay.
Let's try and find our feet.
Build up the confidence. Build
All
up. Yeah.
and then once kind of Luke Donald starts to understand how good we are, we probably get outside picks for the Ryder Cup.
You're thinking Bethpage already.
I think we've really got to think about our path to Bethpage. So I think if we can box 10 matches in between now and then, I think every game should be against American pairing, and then let's see how we get on. And then if we've won 70%, I think we're a dead cert.
Yeah.
Wow. Love that.
I think Luke would be daft not to pick us.
Just specialist four balls. Just come in for that and then you're away. Find a way for you not to play the singles, but just
Yeah, put us out last in the singles.
We would be outlasted the singles. wouldn't we? Let's face it. But we'd have already accrued all the points.
yeah, exactly. You'd have made up. Yeah, you'd have won both your four balls. You'd be fine.
Just shake hands with Scotty on the first. Just be like,
just call it there. Yeah.
you
Well,
could probably have it.
he'd step up on the tee and go, well, I can't play against the best putter in the world.
Yeah.
Off the green. I'll be purposely missing greens just so I can hold birdie putts. And I feel like I'm so accurate at the moment. I could just hit it on the fringe. Just get it on that fringe.
Yeah.
Then I'm like,
You're
that's
that
really
accurate with
done.
the irons. You can.
That accurate.
Yeah.
Not to go for the pins. I mean, that was the problem yesterday. I was actually that accurate. Do you remember the famous story about, I think it was Steve Williams, or it was Butch Harmon actually. Butch Harmon, when he was coaching Tiger in like the early 2000s, said to Steve Williams, his caddy at the time, don't let Tiger aim for pins today. He said, why? He said, he's hitting it that good. Don't let him aim for pins. On the very first hole, he went out and played. He hit this iron shot straight at the pin. It clattered the pin and went off the green.
What?
Sounds familiar? That's what happened to me yesterday. So
So you
I
know
think
how,
from now on, I need to not aim for pins.
how we mentioned about Rick being a confidence player.
Yeah.
You just compared yourself to prime Tiger with his irons.
If I can just get the driver going, I'm a dangerous
laughing.
combo. Dangerous.
Wow.
The problem is, you know what's going to happen? As soon as I get a little bit of promise from my driver,
Irons will go.
Something else. Yeah.
iron will go, putter will go.
That's yeah.
You know, you're not allowed to have everything good at the
Not
same
allowed-
time.
definitely
It's
not
not allowed.
allowed.
You can't do it.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely what's happened to me. Like driving's great, irons, don't know where they go.
Yeah.
So I need to hit it far enough down so I can just have my wedges.
I think you need better irons. I don't like your irons in your bag at the moment, Pete.
Well, I don't like your driver.
That's true.
What are you gonna do about it?
What irons would you suggest for him?
I always think Pete plays better with proper blades.
Proper blades.
Yeah, I think you're a blade player. You strike it. You don't need distance. So why have you got cavity back irons in your bag? I feel like some really
Muscle
nice
back.
muscle back. They're not muscle back.
Fat muscle back.
They're bloody cavity backs.
yeah,
They've got big muscles.
They're bloody cavities. They're that big. I think really nice, like a Mizuno set of blades.
You're not going to like my approach to next year. Like whatever I do, I'm going to get with the biggest, most forgiving irons
Pete,
possible.
that's not you.
I think he might be.
It's
I think
not.
I'm ready to go there.
It's not. Why does it? He doesn't need forgiving irons, does he?
Well, you had those Itaboris, didn't you? And they were.
That was the problem.
I mean,
They were-
that was just too far the end of the spectrum.
Yeah,
of
but they
you
were,
just,
were they the silly fancy ones?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they were stupid. Like,
they were
Yeah.
like, if you didn't hit the middle,
Yeah.
there was no point even
But
trying to hit
they
them.
were
if you hit the
decorate-
middle, they were hard.
They were decoration clubs. They're not real
Yeah,
golf clubs.
yeah.
Like, what's the best irons you've ever used in the bag? I know you like your pings. I get that, but I feel like you've got really nice blades.
You did have Mizuno's.
Yeah, the MP20s were good.
You know what? Maybe 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But what would you? Is there a set of iron clubs that you really stick out in your mind, like at any point playing that just?
I mean, it's going to sound quite bad. I don't actually have them in the bag long enough to
know
really fall in love
Which
with them.
again could be another thing to.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, we're kind of not tied in, but we do the series every year about building the bag, and we change everything every year. So, potentially could try and get that filmed a little bit earlier and get them in sooner. But I don't know. I always there's do you know Matt Court? He's a player on like the local tours, like PGA tours, but he wins like national events and local events. He's always winning. And every time I see his bag, I'm always like, that's the future. 'Cause he's got ping irons, but he's got like the big cavity back ping. And he just hits it
It's the few. How old is
so
he?
straight.
How old is he?
Oh, he's like, 50 odd now.
Right, you're not 50 odd yet.
But if I play like a really good 50 odd year old,
No, I hate seeing you use cavity back irons. It's a. I mean, I don't particularly like you using that driver, but you're hitting that driver unbelievably well, so I can't really argue that. But for you, get some nice tailor-made blades, ping blades. You're a Mizuno blade type of man.
is that what you see when you're looking?
I know
at
you've been talking about signing the club deal. We'll just get Matt Fryer's contract ripped up. Say, Matt, sorry, we're not going to sign that one. We're gonna extend it and give it over to Pete.
That'd be an awkward conversation.
Sorry, Matt. I'm joking.
Sorry, Matt.
No, I think really nice, beautiful looking irons is what you need to use because you don't need anything strong.
I'm going to get some launch pads, Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think-
I just think it's wrong because
It's just not natural.
It's just not
I
cricket.
know what you mean.
it's his irons too.
Too-
They
strikes
go
it too
too
hard.
far as well.
They are flying a long way.
That's
at the
what I
moment.
mean.
But I think that's just my swing at the moment. So I'd have to have like a lofted set to. I don't know.
I want to see you
confused.
using a 34, 35 degree 7 iron. I mean, you could go prime Tiger and go 36 degree.
Oh, I could get the Tiger blades back out. I did like them.
Yeah.
They
There
were
you go.
good.
You don't have a 7-iron though. You've lost
Yeah,
the
that's
7-iron.
I don't know where that 7-iron's
seven
gone.
iron. Yeah.
So you have to get one of them back in. But yeah, you could use them.
They were good. I did enjoy using them.
There'll be a demo set somewhere of a Tiger blade that you can buy.
Oh yeah.
And then I think the Tiger blades for you are the clubs.
So what? Prime Tiger Woods had like higher lofted.
Very,
clubs.
very high
Yeah,
loft.
yeah.
I think he still does now.
Really?
He has a 36 degree 7 iron.
And what would a normal?
Well, normal in old money
Yeah.
was 34.
Right.
Like my 7 iron is 33 now, which is a degree stronger than I would normally play. But then, like, what clubs did I test the other day? What were they? And it was a 28.5 degree 7 iron.
Wow.
Jesus.
I
Which in
think-
old money would be what, like a 4?
5-iron.
5-iron.
I actually think there's even stronger options now.
Wow.
I mean, it's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these clubs aren't for good golfers. Like
Yeah.
they're aimed for higher handicappers who want forgiveness, who want distance, who wants to have the confidence of picking up a 7-iron and going, oh well, that's a 7-iron. It's not. It's a
Yeah.
5-iron. But
Yeah.
it's a 7-iron, and they do launch fairly high for how strong lofted they are. But I think 36 degree 7-iron is where you need to be. Drop your ego. It's not about hitting distance, Pete. It's about hitting it close.
I think it's not even about dropping it. I think you need to find the ego again. You need to bring back the confidence that you'll be able to hit them.
Yeah, I do feel quite a low ebb at the moment.
Come on, you're in a safe space right now. Come on.
I know.
We're all friends.
I do. I just want to. I just need that. Yeah, I need that confidence, but I just can't trick my mind like you can. Well, like when you say
I'm not tricking any mind. I'm the best putter in the world.
that's the thing. Like when you go to agree and say, "I am the best putter in the world," like you believe it.
I genuinely believe it.
If I say that, if I go to agree and I say, "I'm the best putter in the world," the voice in the back of my head is a lot louder, and instantly the voice says, "But you're not. You're actually quite crap." And then by the time I got to the green, I'm pretty much convinced I'm 3-putting.
Yeah.
It is a weird mental game, and it really is. It shows like when, again, someone like a Tiger just had that faith that he's going to hold the putt on the 72nd hole. He's just going to hold it.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get there eventually. We've got some questions here from our wonderful audience that we'll just jump into. Steve Hattersley, and this is like a bit of a one on the back of this week. So when will we see a UK content week with Pete, Rick, Fryer, Carter, the old OG Manchesters, but also kind of feeding into what's happened this week? I think this week's been a bit of an eye-opener for me as far as like getting everybody together and having a content week. I think we could have an OG one, but do you think these are going to be more prevalent moving forwards?
It's a good question. I like these weeks. I just don't think you can do too many of them. Is my opinion.
Yep.
And for the main reason, and this is genuinely being honest, and it's probably not what the audience wants to hear, but it's a lot of filming for not a great deal of output for your own channels. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you know, we've had our full teams here this week, and they've had downtime. Not loads, granted. I know you guys have had loads of downtime, but like, if that was a full week of filming content that was for your own channel, you could make 3 times more videos. It's just hard. I think it's just, I've done content weeks before, and and that's why I was really, I don't know how well it went down or not went down before this week. I really want to nail on the schedule.
Oh yeah.
And it sometimes when you go into this week, it's like, oh yeah, we'll just film a bit and we'll do this and we'll do a bit of that. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, the cleaner's just walked in. She's actually bang on time.
Are we meant to be checking out today?
Yeah, 11 o'clock. You're out today.
Today?
You said we got like another night.
I thought we had this on Monday.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, it's checking out today. 11 o'clock. 5 minutes ago. I thought you were quite relaxed before at like 10.
I thought we had this place till Monday.
Don't know. Obviously not.
Oh my god.
We've all packed up and checked out.
We'll be all right.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting day, isn't it?
That's great. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, get on there to Airbnb later.
That's the other problem with content weeks.
yeah. Sorting out the.
Admittedly, I thought it was like Halloween yesterday.
You did, yeah.
My date range has just completely gone this
No,
week.
I think it was very, like I say, I was very pushy with it because I was like, I understand when I've done content weeks in the past, we've come away and gone, I don't think we've utilised the time as well as we should have done. Where this week, I actually genuinely do think we've utilised the time as well as we could have done. There was that Thursday afternoon where I wanted to film one more video, but everyone was knackered, which I understood. We didn't get another one there. We got some kind of short form content, but it's like, as long as it's really well planned out. The other thing is, like, the weather's just not as reliable in the UK.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we could plan out a content week, just plan 9 videos. I mean, it could have happened here this week. We could have got washed out.
Yeah.
And suddenly we've invested a lot of time, a lot of money into making this content week take place, and it could be a total failure.
Yeah.
So it's really, really hard. The other thing as well is, and again, this is kind of more business, you never want the videos to look the same. I've always been a big fan of that. I remember going back years ago when we used to get invited over to Ping. Remember Ping, Arizona?
Yeah.
And we all got fitted for brand new golf clubs. We're all on the driving range, and everything looked the same. And I didn't film my content there. I was like, I don't want everything to look the same, because certainly with YouTube now, and it's so many creators making so much content, you just never want it to look the same. I was a bit gutted with our videos going out kind of back to back, and it wasn't anyone's fault, but it's like, people are like, well, I've seen that one. Oh, is this another video? It's not the same video. So we had to really kind of like, no, it's a rematch, it's a new video, it's a different video. I think that's my fear with content weeks, is the content starts, people want it, I understand there's an appetite, but it'd almost be better just filming 1 or 2 absolute bangers. But logistically, business-wise, that doesn't make sense for everybody.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds like a real crude way of looking at it. I understand the audience, but bloody hell, Rick, you think about money and business. It's not that. It's like, you just have to think the practicalities of it all. It's not ideal. Like back in the day, like again, this is probably even it stems further back. Do you remember when like you, me, Pete, and Carter used to go out filming? You, me, Pete, and Carter, and Andy.
You, Matt.
Matt.
You, me, Matt, Carter, yeah.
You, me, Matt, Carter used to go out filming, and we'd have one day filming, but 4 of us would want a video.
Yeah.
Well,
How would you do it?
the maths don't add up.
Yeah.
The maths do not add up to make 4 videos for 18 holes or maybe 27. The maths don't add up. But everyone understandably needs a video for their channel. So that's the biggest challenge with any of this. Like when you get a lot of creators together, and that's why genuinely I really like filming with tour pros, because they don't
need anything out of it.
They don't want a video.
Yeah.
I mean, Bryson did when I filmed with Bryson, but it's like a normal, like they just want to come and have a great day and film a great video. And it's like, well, that's it's worth the investment.
And I think as well, like it's been interesting for me seeing like the UK and US not only just like approach to how they work, like how their teams are set up, all that kind of thing. But obviously we just had a conversation with Grant, and he was speaking about they do a Monday release and they make sure it's like a banger, and they're just gonna have that. Whereas for us, we're multiple upload channels, like we need to continually keep getting stuff done, where they don't have so much pressure, so to speak, of like continually banking content, continually getting things done. Grant filmed 2 videos this week, and then for the rest of the week he just chilled out. His editor left. That they sort of have a different way of approaching things here. And even on top of that, I think especially like we have to work a lot harder in regards to getting those caliber of videos because of where we are in the UK, because of weather, because of access to players, courses, those kind of things. Like those guys here, I mean, they have to travel far, sure, but like, at least it's not coming over the pond every time to do it.
So we're moving.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm getting to. Yeah,
Let's just move.
If you want to do like a 6-month little trip here, that's fine.
But I think that's really changed the last couple of years. Like UK was the hub for YouTube.
Yeah, Manchester.
Manchester was
for an awful long time, and understandably, the US was always going to catch up. Like I used to always scratch my head like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Why is there no USA creators here?
Yeah.
Like I don't get this. And there was always going to be a tidal wave of young creators who would probably watch me and Pete kind of growing up, and that's what these lads have all done. Like it's what Good ended up doing. Grant, everyone, they all watched our channels growing up, and then they've kind of stemmed and obviously filled their own content and made their own channels. But yeah, it's really challenging. If there was a way of it all being just on one place, it's never going to work. Logistically, it could never work. But if there was one channel, and it was like, right, we're just going to make content for this one channel, and we're going to pay you this much, we're going to pay you this much, we're going to all come for 1 week, and you can all make content, but it's all going on one channel. It would work, but that's not how YouTube works. Everyone wants to create their own channel. I went over to a YouTube summit a few weeks ago in New York. I got invited. It's a really cool event. There's 140 creators, every different walk of the YouTube life. And the CEO was doing interviews, and I was watching quite closely who was having interviews with the CEO of YouTube, and not many of them did it, because that whole idea again, how can your content look individual and stand out if there's 140 people interviewing one person? It doesn't make sense. And some channels, it wouldn't have made sense to film them on my channel. Like why would I even interview the CEO of YouTube? But it's I think content weeks have a real benefit. I don't think you can do them very often. I think they've got to be big and bold and ambitious and do 2 or 3 a year.
Yeah, no, I think that all makes sense. It would be interesting to have like how would you do that? How would you get everyone invested and bought into like having a channel, like a single standalone channel that could host these huge one-off kind of events.
I think it could be done if you. I mean, we've had some conversations this week. I think it could be done if you had 4 or 5 of the biggest channels invested.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't. I still don't think the logistics work.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? It's just,
I just don't think it works out, because then who films it? What production team is filming it? What production team's editing it? Who's booking the flights? Who's booking the accommodation?
Yeah.
Who's telling you guys that you've got to check out at 11 a.m. on a Sunday?
I would like to know who should have told us that.
It's literally on the emails. All the emails, Sunday, 11 a.m. checkout.
I didn't get any emails.
How did you get your pass to get in here?
I
the
think
email.
it was just on my phone.
Email.
I don't know. Who knows?
That's great.
But yeah, I think I do really enjoy content weeks. And going back to your point, did you say it before, Jacob, how other teams work? That's always fascinating for us.
really
To
fascinating.
you guys, to us guys, and I love what I'd really like. And someone suggested it this week. You know, it'd be amazing. It'll never work, but you know, what would genuinely be amazing. Imagine if we went and booked a golf venue. It could be Selena, where we've been this week, right? And we did a YouTube golf summit.
Okay.
Okay, no cameras.
Yep.
No cameras.
Yeah, I love that already.
But it's you and your teams, and we come for a week, and it's like a YouTube golf conference.
Yeah.
And it's just have fun, play golf, relax,
Yeah.
chat, talk about strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
You know,
that.
bring in a couple of guest speakers, bring in the CEO of YouTube to come and
Yeah.
do a speak to everybody. Like, bring in potential sponsors, investors, and things like that. That works.
That would be cool.
It'll never happen.
No,
It'll never happen.
because who's going to organise it?
Well, who's going to organise it? And people are going to have to spend out their own money to get here
Yeah.
and not get any output from it.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of it.
It would be cool.
Like,
Really
it
cool.
could work. Because
Yeah.
this, you know, we're all doing this on our own, and we're all working out, well, what's the best way of filming a podcast? Like, what cameras are you using? How are you doing your shot traces? How are you doing your drone footage? If there's actually a summit to kind of share that knowledge,
Yeah.
people might not want to share it.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
be probably one of them that wouldn't want to share it. But I'd want to learn a lot.
When it gets to your turn to speak.
Yeah.
I've got to check out.
And that's my time.
I've got to check out the room.
So I'm
Sorry.
going to be the last speaker. I know everybody else speak and tell their secrets first. It's like the guy at the bar who buys the last. Who
Yeah.
should buy the round at the end.
Yeah.
Where's he gone? I think he's on a flight. He's gone. He's out of there.
But you are like, I mean, there's been occasions like that in the YouTube golf space anyway, like with Traces, I imagine, but like the first time when Good were doing those, and they had people signing NDAs to keep the information closed and all this kind of, it's just. But I feel like even in the last couple of years, or maybe even the last 6 months, really, but like I feel like YouTube golf in a whole has become tighter. I think there's more genuine, like, and maybe it comes with the conversations that we have with like your team, and when I'm here with Sky and Carney for Brian Bros, like I think there is a genuine just like interest in wanting to make sure that everyone is moving forward, and because I think as a whole, when the whole space is doing well, then everything it goes better anyway. Like you've held it down at the top for a very long time. And I think now, obviously, we're seeing these American guys coming through a lot more. And when we can do weeks like this and everyone can get together and just kind of create this content, it's better for us, better for the people watching as a whole, for the space moving forward. We spoke to Grant, again, so just bringing him, he was speaking about what his sort of perception of in 2 years' time, how he thinks YouTube golf is what it's going to turn into. Have you got like an idea in your mind of like, or is it just still kind of like just going with the flow of it a little bit?
I don't know what Grant said, but I'm worried
Yeah, he's worried.
about YouTube golf.
Yeah,
at the
he's
moment.
worried.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's in the best place right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I think there's way too many creators. I think it's become outrageously saturated.
Yeah.
And I think it's good for the viewer, but I think there's too much choice.
Yeah.
I think really, really good videos are getting punished.
Yeah.
Because unless it's excellent, it might not get watched.
Yeah.
The fear is it gets a little bit more like Netflix. So you go onto Netflix, you sit down for the evening, what am I going to watch? And all of a sudden, if you go on there without an idea about what you want to watch, you're scrolling for half an hour
so much.
without watching anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you end up watching something that you watched like 6 years ago that is kind of safe.
I think there's two things that have happened, really. I think, and this might not be a popular opinion, I think Mr. Beast has damaged YouTube a little bit.
Yeah, he kind of ruined it.
And
Like
that-
he's done amazing things for him, the channel, and he's shown what could be done. But the fundamental aspects of what YouTube is, what it used to be, has completely shifted.
Nothing shocks anyone anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could put anything, the most incredible thing. I think like Bryson versus Donald Trump, like now, anything after that golf related, you're like, well, you've got like probably one of the most famous, if not the most famous person in the world.
In Bryson.
And yeah.
And Trump. I think Bryson, what he's done for YouTube golf is amazing. Like, there was always going to be a YouTube as a tour pro that was going to kill it on YouTube. That was inevitable. Again, I'm surprised it took longer than what it did.
Yeah.
And I think Bryson needed to take a little bit of time to find his feet. And then once he has done, he's done unbelievably well. It's just like this shock factor at the moment. Like, let's say, we've done this $100,000 skins game this week. In YouTube world, it gets lost.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Genuinely, in YouTube world, in golf, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
In YouTube world, and that's not taking any disrespect away from the event that we've been at this week. It was unbelievable. But it's like, unless it's $1 billion, even $1 billion, does that shock people anymore?
Yeah.
If Mr. Beast put on, I'm going to make one of my fans a billionaire. Oh, great.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fine. I'm gonna send one of my subscribers to Mars. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, think of an original idea, please.
Yeah.
But I think that's the challenge, and I think this so like when I started, I reckon there was maybe 4 or 5 channels on YouTube golf.
Yeah.
When Pete started, probably a year later, there was probably 10 or 11, if that.
Yeah, probably not that many. Realistically,
There's now 900 plus golf YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
How are people finding time to watch all the content?
Yeah.
I don't think they are.
well, they're not. No.
No, they'll definitely just have their sort of like, their main people they'll watch, I imagine, sort of thing. But yeah.
I think, like I say, so I think and that's not doom and gloom. I think the audience is benefiting. I just think the shock factor of things are getting less. I think YouTube has got tighter recently because I think creators are starting to understand there's only going to be a certain amount of creators soon.
Yeah.
I think there has to be. I think the top creators have to blend together and think fast to stay on top, is my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're seeing.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're seeing a lot more now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why, like, say, so many more collaborations now. There's so many different, channels that kind of working together. There's these content weeks. There's the one that we did with Seb a few weeks ago. There's this one with the Brian Bros. I think obviously professional golf is getting very interested in YouTube golf, as we've seen. Like, I think that's kind of maybe going to be a shift in the future. I think we could run events that are as big as tour events. If I'm honest, I think we could get more fans than most tour events if we thought long and hard about it. But then how long does that last? And does everyone want to do that? I don't know if I do.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'd be something I'd be asked about, really, doing live events, moving around like a travelling circus to all these different places. I don't think that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe one of the. I think for YouTube golf, on a positive sense, I think that's been one of the benefits that we've had from the professional game, kind of eating itself a little bit. Because realistically, 10 years ago, when we started doing the channels, it was, again, information based. It wasn't about entertainment. If you wanted golf entertainment, you would watch tour pros, you would watch pro events, you would watch live sport. That's the whole kind of point of it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you ask someone now, said, if you want to watch golf, if you want to be entertained, what is it you watch? The shift towards YouTube is absolutely astronomical. Like, really, YouTube golf, without being too self-serving and blowing smoke up our own arse, that's where you would go if you want to watch golf content.
Yeah.
You don't wait around for a 4-day event anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, yeah, from an entertainment standpoint, for sure.
Yeah, but
I mean,
bar the majors and that. Like, is what you
Oh,
mean.
yeah. The majors,
it's
the
still
big
bar,
events. Yeah.
Bar the
but
majors and, but yeah.
Still,
I know what you
the
mean.
actual viewership is unbelievable. So I think we're going to get more and more eyeballs coming in. But it is that saturation. When you go on YouTube, where are you going to go?
I think just there's a lot of YouTube in general is like that.
Yeah.
I'll go on YouTube and not want to watch golf content, just watch normal content. It's like, where do I even start?
Yeah, there's a lot.
And the amount of times I've watched a video and I'm like, I've never seen this creator before. Click on it, watch a video, go, but that was amazing. Are they a new channel? No,
Been doing it for...
They've got 20 million subs.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the hell did you come from?
Yeah.
Like, but there's just so many channels on YouTube. I mean, it's mind blowing. It really years.
Yeah.
The amount of hours of footage that get uploaded to YouTube every day is just mind blowing.
I find it
I think the
incredible.
real winner is YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
100% it is, yeah.
They always come back to win.
Yeah.
They're always winning.
I find it really interesting when, like, you know, when we speak about Danny Maud and like none of the American yeah, of course you can have some American guys like.
I like
Never
it.
heard
Gives
of
you
him.
permission to drink.
Yeah. I don't know why he's on.
I've got a lot of diseases.
Yeah.
I don't want to pass it.
But yeah, like they haven't heard of him, and he's like a 1.4 million subscribed channel. It's like it's wild, like you know, it's crazy.
I think Danny fits a very different mold in subscribers.
Yeah.
I think Danny's done an amazing job. I think Danny's done such a great job. I think he's an unbelievable content creator, and I think he stuck with a pattern.
Yeah.
It's coaching content once a week, and it's really good coaching content.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
worse.
would actually quite like to live his life. If I'm dead honest with you. Danny, if you want to swap, I'm ready to swap, mate. I'm ready to check out. I'll make a video in my back garden shed once a week.
Danny does seem to have like just cracked the code, doesn't he?
Really do.
Yeah, and I'm happy for him. I am happy for him. Like, genuinely nice guy. I think we'll just kind of wrap it up on this one. Jack, GC1998, what's the most rewarding thing that has happened since you started doing YouTube?
The money.
Money, the
Dollar
bills.
bills.
For God's sake.
Listen, yeah, it's the business. It's the fact it's, you know, give me something that I never thought I'd have. I never thought I'd be a business owner with you know, multiple a lot of staff members, a big team now. Like it's amazing. I think that the future is very, very bright. I don't want to twist this into what we spoke about before. It all sounded a bit more, but it's not. I think it's very, very bright, and I think the future of YouTube golf is going to be huge. But like the opportunities, I mean, I don't think it's easy to understand it and appreciate it until I'm retired.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
Till you're out of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
At 42.
Wow, you're in for a wild year.
God, it's another 20 years, isn't it?
Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. I don't think, and you know what's really exciting? I genuinely always think about this. Like, I've got 2,500 videos on my channel. There will be a time, and I've handed, you know, I've resigned. I've not resigned. I've packed it all in. Resigned from my own company.
Walk into YouTube, I'm done.
Walk out my own company. But like, hang up the videos, or for myself anyway, hang up the kind of being on screen and just going, wow, what a ride.
Yeah.
What a ride.
It's a lot of videos.
Been doing it for 12 years. You know, I reckon I'll get to probably, I don't know, I don't want to put a number on it, but like, what a ride. And I'll look back at videos where I've filmed with certain tour pros, or I've been to certain places, or we have amazing matches, or, you know, I'll look back at it then and go, wow. And it's all there.
Yeah.
It's all
that you've got.
archived.
Yeah, it's all there to look back
It's all
on.
there
And
to bore my grandkids with.
God, yeah. They'll come around to yours on Sunday.
sit down, kids. Watch your granddad
Do
play.
we have to?
Well, this is the one me and Pete played it. I don't know why I've gone dead northern. But this is my real voice.
Yeah, when you retire, you settle into like your little northern mansion
Listen,
somewhere.
lads, this is when we did at Warburn. And check out this shot it from trees. And my grandkids go, what's a trees?
Yeah.
Oh, they're these things that we used to have around World. They're all gone now. What is,
Right, let's go out. Put your oxygen mask on. Let's go outside.
what is golf, Grandad? Oh, listen, I'll tell you about golf.
Yeah.
They'll be like, have you heard of St Andrews? Oh, no.
No, it's underwater now. You don't have to worry about that. No.
This is in 5 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll only be then will I truly appreciate it and really look back and go, what a wild ride. I think when you're in it, it's really tough.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really hard because you're on the grind and you're grafting and you're trying to make the best videos and you're trying to continue to grow and you're trying to, you know, innovate and you're trying to do everything that you want to do and get excited and, you know, be competitive with other channels. Like, I love all of that stuff. But like, I think after it'll be like, relax.
Yeah.
On my yacht in Aruba. Relax.
It's funny that it's the second person. Everyone wants to be on yachts.
Everyone's going boats these days, yeah.
Well, it's
Somewhere else.
It's just more the ultimate idea of you got so much money that you just get like a floating room that you
Yeah.
can just sit on. For me, I think when you start to buy a boat, that's when you know that you've just got too much money.
That's the tipping point, is it?
I think so, because it's a totally depreciating asset.
Yeah, sure.
And it could literally sink at any time. Do you know what I mean? It's so exciting.
And you got to look after it.
Yeah, and you
You
got
gotta
to
staff
spend
it.
silly money to just keep it in one place.
And ultimately, you're trying to get on it so you can get away from the plebeians on land.
Sure.
You don't want to mix with the masses anymore.
Sure, yeah.
I'm too good for that now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be out in the ocean with the dolphins.
Basically, that's my goal. And also, when the polar ice caps do melt, then I think a boat's going to be the safest place.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
It'd have to be a big boat, wouldn't it?
that'd be
I think that's my exit plan. Just
I might
going
get a submarine.
I'm going to buy
That's also good.
a house on a mountain, which is above where the waters would rise to.
Quite impressive. I think because our screensaver at the moment on the TV is like sea and land. It feels sea and trees. It feels like that's very much steered our last conversation.
There we go.
I think, like I say, I think it'll be really exciting in the future just to kind of have watch-alongs and just see how it all panned out, because it's been a wild ride. Like literally, I couldn't have dreamt for anything more. 12 years of literally living the best life I could possibly ever live. Like it's not easy, as you guys know. Like it is hard, and I certainly do get hurt by bad comments or underperforming videos or anything like that. But like generally, you're like, well, it's not that bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There could be worse things to be doing in life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Okay, let's wrap it up. I mean, we could go on for hours, but eventually we are going to have to pack.
And we have to check out.
So we're going to leave it there. Rick, thanks you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
very much.
Just looking at these other questions. Thank you very much. It's been a real honour. It's been great hanging around the last few weeks and months, really.
Yeah,
We should do it again soon.
absolutely.
Probably 2026.
Is that a long enough time
Well, I feel like
to?
you've used all of your collaboration.
I think we've probably got enough videos to see us through till then at the moment. So
Yeah, I feel like
Oh, we've used our quota, have we?
I also feel like we need to cause some beef before we collab
Right.
again.
Yeah.
I think people are starting to think we're friends again.
Oh, yeah. What could you do?
I
Yeah.
feel like we need to cause beef because that makes better viewing.
Yeah. You sunk his boat.
oh my god,
Wow, we're in a real position there. So today I'm playing Peter Finch. We've got a real war because he sunk my yacht in Aruba with his submarine. That's when we know we've really made it. No, we need to cause some more beef. I think beef is good for YouTube views.
okay. Beef. Okay, we'll have a think about what we could do.
Next match, one of us has to shave our beard off.
Ooh.
Thing is, yours grows back the very next day.
So quickly. Yeah.
This half of the face would have grown back by the time I get to this side, so it's literally pointless.
And mine's the same. It'd probably take a week to grow back, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. And I've seen Pete without a beard, and I didn't like it.
When was the last time you went like clean shaven?
7 years ago.
Really?
That long?
Yeah, because I had Jude, my little boy. He's 6, and he's never seen me without a beard.
Without a beard.
And I think Pearl, my middle child, would have been probably 1, and she's 8 now. Yeah, so 7 years ago.
7 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you know the story about the beard?
No?
I'll tell you the story very quickly, right?
Okay.
We went on holiday in Tenerife, and it was like, say, 7 years ago in December. Me and my wife went with the kids for a few years on a row, and we ended up meeting this really nice, good-looking couple. Okay.
Okay.
Really nice, good-looking couple.
There's a bowl on the table.
They had a couple of kids themselves as well, so we hung around, we chatted, and this, that, and the other. And the husband was very handsome, striking, handsome, beautiful beard, right? Beautiful beard.
Okay.
So I remember Claire mentioned it a couple of times about this beard. Right? She was like, "He's got a nice beard on him." Like, yeah, it's all right. It's
all right.
It's all right. Yeah, it's really nice. Do you think you could grow a beard? I'm thinking, I don't know if I can. I've literally never tried. I'm like, yeah, of course I could. No problem. If you want a beard, I'll give you a beard. So that literally, I think we were away for 10 days. So this guy, with the Greek god, great body, unbelievable beard. Like I was thinking, I felt very, very threatened, right? So I started growing this beard, and literally every day I'm looking at the mirror going, "You bloody grow a beard. You grow as quick as you can, son." And at the time, like I say, I never knew what sort of beard I would ever have. And then the end of that week, I had enough stubble to make it look like a decent amount of beard. And we got back from holiday, and I was like ready to shave it. And she's like, are you gonna keep that bit of stubble? I went, could do. She went, yeah, because such a person on holiday had a nice beard anyway. I was like, well, yeah, I'm going to grow it then. I'll grow. So basically, that was the bone. It was jealousy.
Yeah.
I was jealous of another man.
Wow. So the
and
beard
I grew
came.
a beard.
There you go.
And now my wife will never let me shave it off. I think I really saved that marriage, to be honest.
It's a thanks to that man. Wow.
Yeah,
That's great.
She was either going to me grow a beard or she was going to run off with someone else. Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
And on that bombshell.
Have you genuinely not packed?
No. Genuinely thought we had it for another night.
Oh my God. Good luck, fellas.
We'll be all right. Rick, thank you very much.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.